Okay, now we have the accelerator wired up to this button. Cambry, do you want to
do the honors?
See if it works? So he's about to see the car for the first time. We're gonna bring him in here. He doesn't quite know he's gonna get it yet. It's pretty incredible, all the technology that are in these toys these days.
There are 300,000 children in the US from birth to 3 years old that could benefit from a wheelchair.
But wheelchairs are super expensive, anywhere from $10,000 to $25,000.
And the kids grow out of the wheelchairs so quickly that it's hard to financially support that.
But I think we found a solution that's pretty cool and very cost effective.
Let's get started.
So this is a little electric toy Jeep that we got off Amazon for about 150 bucks. Today we're gonna give it to a little kid who has something called chromothripsis, which means he has some cognitive and physical delays, making it harder for him to, keep up with his friends on the playground, which is pretty important when you're a kid. So in order for us to make it easier for him to drive around, we're gonna move the electric accelerator pedal up to the steering wheel, so there's less coordination required when he's driving around. Everything is right there next to his hands. Luckily, there's lots of different styles of electric vehicles. Jeeps just happen to be his favorite, so that's what we decided to go with. So it's actually a lot easier than you think to move the accelerator up to the steering wheel, which we haven't installed yet. The pedal has some plastic clips at the bottom with 2 wires. It's a simple switch. They're spade bit connectors, which you can buy pretty much anywhere, any local hardware store or electronics store. So since the accelerator is a simple switch, we're just gonna add another simple switch to the steering wheel, which is this giant red button. The switch right now has a headphone jack. I never thought I'd say this, but in order to remove the headphone jack, we're just gonna cut it off and add the same common spade bit connectors to the ends of these 2 wires. Since the button is going to be mounted right here on the steering wheel, we're going to drill a small hole right there underneath the dashboard, route the wires underneath to the accelerator pedal. That way the kid's feet won't get tangled up in anything, and it looks cleaner. Okay, now we have the accelerator wired up to this button. Cambry, do you want to
do the honors?
See if it works? Nice. Perfect. Now that we've finished adapting the acceleration, we can add the steering wheel and just finish assembling the Jeep, as a normal Jeep. This is one of the simplest modifications that we can do to one of these vehicles, and I'll show you some of the more complicated builds in a second. Let's get this finished.
Just snaps in.
What does it snap in like, Cambry?
Snaps. I don't know.
Like a little...
Oh, it snaps like a little Lego.
I thought I had her trained. Not yet. As you've probably realized at this point, the accelerator switch can be moved basically anywhere on the vehicle, since the switch is pretty universal and can be mounted anywhere.
He likes dinosaurs and Jeeps, so we're going to customize his Jeep and do a little paint job with these dinosaur stickers.
Okay, put them on.
Oh, serious static going on.
Got one shot. Most of these vehicles have a weight limit between 40 and 60 pounds, which is the perfect size for a kid. So if we take a look underneath the hood here, this has dual motors, one for each of the rear tires, but the cool part is that since this has a remote control, there's also a motor for the power steering. And because of that power steering or the remote steering, it makes it easy to install a joystick, which gives even more options for control. So the cool thing about these vehicles is that it gives the kids something of their own, something they can use to keep up with their peers or explore their surroundings.
These cars aren't just used to assist with mobility, but they can also be used on a therapeutic side of things.
The whole thing functions with this little tiny switch. This is what's inside that giant red button, and that button can be placed anywhere. I'm gonna have Cambry show you on this little motorcycle thing.
So with this toy, the button is reversed in that if a child sits on it, it kills the switch. So the child has to stand up to use it, and now it's a toy that also helps strengthen the leg muscles, and it motivates the child to stand. This car has been modified to help a child with grip strength. This same little tiny switch is right here inside of the grip, so that the child has to use his grip strength to get the car to move instead of the large button or the foot pedal. Basically, it's tricking the children into developing their muscles by using toys. Remember, there's 300,000 kids that can benefit from something like this. This vehicle, for instance, has a back support on it. So if the child has a difficult time with stability, they can encourage the child to sit upright, push the button with their back or their head, and propel forward.
The cool thing about the roll cage or the support structure is that 3/4 inch PVC fits perfectly inside of a pool noodle, so you get the padded protection around the plastic. So as you can see, the options are pretty unlimited. There's a lot of different cars out there and different ways you can modify them for, the kid's specific needs. So he's about to see the car for the first time. We're gonna bring him in here. He doesn't quite know he's gonna get it yet. Luckily, Cambry here has a little remote control, so she can remotely operate the vehicle. We'll see if he likes it. You ready, Cambry?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, is he trying to look through the viewfinder?
Look at both.
No.
You gonna stay with her? It's fine.
No.
What about something else? Are we ready? Yeah. Yeah. He knows what to do.
No.
Good job.
We didn't even have to tell him. Turn. Good job. Cheese. Can I ride your car? You can always build one of these on your own. I'll leave all the parts that we use today down in the video description. But there's also an organization called Go Baby Go.
And we've decided to donate 10 cars to kids through this organization that gives them away for free.
Go Baby Go has chapters all across the United States. I'll leave their link as well down in the video description, so if you or someone you know needs one of these cars for a kid, you can always reach out. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. Come hang out with us on Instagram and Twitter. And thanks enough for watching. We'll see you around.
Just needed a minute.
Yeah.
Needed some encouragement.
Haul in.
Yeah. Turning radius is a little weak.